Do you want to share the PI Coresight displays that you've created with other users? In this video, I'll walk you through how to do this by simply editing the display settings. And I'll also show how you can change display ownership if you are a PI Coresight admin. This is the display that I just created and saved, Springfield Reactors Overview. And you can see this is my user account. Now what I want to do is share this display with my colleagues. So what I'll do is I'll navigate to the PI Coresight homepage and find that display. Okay, I can see the display right here. And one thing that I want to point out is by default, any new PI Coresight display that gets created is going to be private. That means the only person who's going to be able to see it is the same person that created it. Now I can change this if I edit the display settings here. Let's take a look at that. Now down here is where I'll be able to specify who I want to share this display with. For example, I can see world here. By default on the AF server, everyone has a mapping to the world identity, and if this is in place in your PI system, then you can use the world selection here to share displays with everyone. But you'll notice that I have several options here. Where does this list come from? This list is reporting the AF identities that my user is receiving, and I can select none or one or any combination of the AF identities that I receive and share my displays with others who have those same AF identities. Now I mentioned that this list could be different for different users, and let me show you exactly how that looks. For example, let me actually switch over to one of my colleagues. So here we're looking at Kelsey being logged into PI Coresight, and let's see the options that she gets when she's looking at editing who has the ability to see a display that she's created. So in her case, for example, we see some different options, like process engineers. And that's because Kelsey is receiving different AF identities, and she has different options for who to share with. Now that I know where this list is coming from, let me switch back to mine so I can continue sharing the display. So I'll select World, and before I hit Save, you might be wondering, will the other users who I'm sharing this display with be able to edit it? And the answer is no. The only person who's able to permanently edit the display is the display owner. And we can see that the other users are going to be able to open the display in read-only mode. And let's take a look at exactly what that means. So I'll go ahead and hit Save and switch back over to Kelsey. So again, Kelsey, and let's have a refresh and see if she can see that display now. Okay, yep, it's showing up here, the Springfield Reactors Overview. Now that I've made the display public, Kelsey can see it. Now if she selects the display, she would still be able to make changes as she's viewing it. For example, let's say that maybe she doesn't want to add the title, and she decides to go ahead and try to save this. So hitting Save, what you'll notice is that she's actually getting the Save As option instead. She's not going to be able to save the changes under the same name, but she can create a new display under a different name through Save As right here. Okay. So we can see that she's able to successfully save it as a different display. And when she navigates back to the PI Coresight homepage, it's a new display here that she owns. Okay, but what if I wanted Kelsey to actually be able to edit the display? Well, in that case, I could reassign her to be the display owner. So let me switch back to mine and show you that. So here I am, and I'm going to go to Edit Display Settings, and you'll see here this Display Owner option. And I can change this. Now I want to point out the only people who are able to edit the display owner, as I'm attempting to do here, is users who are part of the PI Coresight Admins Windows group on the Coresight server. Because I am in that group, I'll be able to change the display ownership. And for example, let me assign this to Kelsey. So Kelsey will be the new display owner. So let's switch back to Kelsey. Have her refresh. And now Kelsey is the owner of this display. So, for example, if she wants to delete this, she can go ahead and do that and save it. And you can see that it was able to successfully save under this same name. Now, if Kelsey went and tried to assign the display to myself, you can see that she doesn't have that option to change the display owner because she's not part of the PI Coresight Admins Windows group. But remember, I am, so at any point I can change the display owner to be myself. The only other thing I might want to do is to help other people easily find this display. In addition to making it public, it can be helpful to add keywords, so that way my colleagues can filter by keywords and find the displays that are related to them. So let me go ahead and add some keywords. You'll notice that they just need to be separated by semicolons, and if the keywords have already been used, they'll get picked up, and then I'll hit save. So now I've not only shared this display with everyone, I've also made it easier for them to find it through the use of keywords.